Good afternoon, students. In this class, we are going to look after personal essays. So, this is going to be the last type of essay. So, it's there in the name itself. So, the personal essays offer an intimate is close glimpse, that is just an overview into the author's thoughts and experiences. So, this personal essays brings the intimate relationship of the author with his thoughts and whatever the experience that he or she had. They blend autobiography, reflection, storytelling in a unique literary form. So again, the same thing we have already seen in autobiography. So autobiography is, auto means self, biography, writing the history of the past of a particular person. So so this again part, the personal essays are part of the autobiography, and it reflects upon the views and thoughts of the writer. And storytelling, so again the essay should be in the form of a storytelling. It should not be boring. It should always be narrative, and as well as it should have some storytelling techniques in between to prove your uniqueness in the literature. So where is the origin and what are the characteristic features of personal essays? So already we say that it is personal. So it is informal in style. The authors share their views intimately, very closely, often discussing everyday happenings. So whatever happens in their day-to-day life, that will be portrayed here. Secondly, it is autobiographical in nature. It reflects the writer's personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences. So, coming to the lyrical comparison, similar to lyric poetry in expressing personal emotions and reflections. So, what is the comparison here with the lyrical poetry is the personal emotions and the reflection upon the person's life is reflected in lyric. So, the same composition is forwarded here as well. So this is similar to lyric poetry in expressing personal emotions and reflections. So coming to the next slide, Montaigne, the father of the personal essays, he is a French pioneer, established the personal essay genre in the 16th century. Then reflective style, his essays captured his views and life experiences, setting a precedent for future writers. So this is going to be the showcase model for the future writers, and it captivates the writer's view, that is Montaigne's views and his experience. So this is nothing but it shares a personal experience or a story. Sometimes it can be autobiographical and it focuses on how an event changed the author's life. Sometimes they are entertaining, thought-provoking, and humorous as well. So a literary essay with poetic qualities such as heightened language can be this personal essays. So Charles Lamb, the English master, rise to prominence. He occupied a very great place in literature. So Charles Lamb elevated the personal essay to new heights in England. So in England, Charles Lamb's personal essay has reached uh, a significant reward. He has a unique blend in his writing as well. He combined autobiography, erudition, fancy, humor, and sentiment. So all these things put together comes with the essay. So the essays of Elia, Lamb's most famous collection, uh, it showcases his distinctive style. And this Elia, to tell about this essays of Elia, it is a collection of essays written by Charles Lamb. Among the individual essays, Dream Children and Old China are perhaps most highly and generally admired. Um, what is this? The other personal essays of Lamb would be the last essays of Elias, and even um, some there is one more we will see in the upcoming slides. And actually Elia is the pen name of Charles Lamb, uh, and the moral of the story would be Wolf and the Lamb is that Tyrants or other unjust people do not need an excuse to justify their behavior. And it was published in the year 1823. It was in the collection first began appeared in the London magazine 1820, and his characteristics, he has an intimate tone again. Lamb chats with readers. He often chats with readers in the form of essay as if they were close friends. So, and he has a diversifying subjects as well. The topics range from chimney sweepers to old china shops. So his other notable essays, which I forget to tell in the previous slide, is chimney sweepers and old china shops. And he has a charming humor throughout his essays. His wit and humor are the key sources of his essays appeal. Humor is something funny. So what are the other notable essays of Charles Lamb? Dream Children, My Relations, Christ Hospital. Dream Children, it is a poignant reflection on family and loss. And My Relations, an intimate look at Lamb's family dynamics. He speaks in this particular essay regarding the relationship that he had along with his family members. So this Christ Hospital, it is a memory of reminiscence of his school days. It's rich with nostalgia. He had very good experiences in school and the memorable things are shared in the Christ Hospital. And whereas this poignant reflection, it is painfully affecting, that is piercing. If we are going to miss somebody or we had some pity over the family, that is a poignant reflection on family and loss. He was missing his family very badly. So, coming to the personal essayist of the Victorian era, there are so many writers. One being Matthew Arnold, George Eliot, Thomas Carlyle, Walter Pater, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Robert Louis Stevenson, then Thomas Dick Quincey. So all these persons are Victorian essayists, and especially to talk about the personal essayist of Victorian era is John Ruskin, and he was a historian as well, and Thomas Carlyle, and Alfred Lord Tennyson being the father of the Victorian literature. He has been rich with his Victorian age poetry. So coming to William Hazlitt's contribution, he has the wide-ranging interest. He was very keen on writing essays. He loves writing essays. He wrote on books, nature, the themes, books, nature, painting, sports, and many more. And he is very much sincere and independent towards his writings. His essays reflect his honesty and unique perspective. He never copies. He had his own perspectives, his own opinions in his essays. And thirdly, it is autobiographical in nature. Though it is a personal essay, we already spoke about it. Hazlitt's personal experiences shine through his writing. He had his own experiences in his writings. So the next person being Oral Stevenson, he is the successor of Charles Lamb. To speak about the mastery of style, he is known for easy and graceful writing. His language is very simple and as well as mesmerizing. And he is a charming personality. He is always enthusiastic, never bored. His essays reveal his lovable character towards nature. And he had always a personal touch, some confidential chats with his readers. It's really amazing, no? So what are the key features of personal essays? So following Oral Stevenson, Charles Lamb, William Hazlitt, So put together all their techniques, we will get the key features of personal essays. Intimate tone. The authors share their personal feelings and emotions and thoughts. Secondly, it is informal language. So it should be conversational in style. It should engage the reader. Thirdly, it is autobiographical elements. The writers draw their own experiences. It is not the other experiences. Diverse topics. Though they have so many subjects from everyday life to societal norms, they don't worry about it, and they had their own opinion and personal expression over the essays and subject content. So coming to the evolution of personal essays, that is how it had its impact, what was its growth. So this personal essays had its origin in the 16th century. Montaigne established the genre in the 1950s. Then in the 19th century, it reached its peak. It was at the higher range. It has its height. The personal essays flourished in the Victorian era, and in the 21st century, it has its revival. The modern writers continue to embrace the form. They love it. They praise it and had their own reforming techniques over this in the 21st era. So how to compare this personal essays to the other forms of essays? So lyric poetry, both this lyric in poetry and essays in personal essays specially had the same technique of expressing personal emotions. But one very contrasting thing here is this is a prose piece, whereas that is a poetical one. Lyric comes under the genre of poetry, whereas this essays comes under the genre of prose. So coming with autobiography, the essays focus on specific moments rather than a full life story. When we are going to talk about the complete past history and the life story, that is called as autobiography, whereas in essays we focus only on the specific moment subjected to the topic of the essay. So coming to the formal essay, personal essays are more intimate, whereas the formal essays, you need not be personal, it should be less structured. So this is the distinguishing feature of formal essays and personal essays. So they all go in a line but streamlined in a way little behind. That is in being the prose piece, and whereas here it is uh, telling the particular specific moment, whereas in formal essays it is going to be whereas personal essay is going to be intimate, whereas here it is less structured. Coming to the modern personal essayist, John Didion, he is known for incisive cultural commentary and personal reflections. So he brought out some cultural perspectives over the essays he wrote. So secondly, it is David Sedaris. He is a humorist and he blended so many personal anecdotes, the certain stories with social observations. Thirdly, it is J.D. Smith. He explores identity and culture through personal experiences. His personal experiences shows where she is. Where is the future of personal essays? So again, the same thing that we gone through in critical essays, periodical essays, and aphoristic essay. The digital platforms always paves way for this. Online magazines and blogs provide new outlets for personal essays. Then through multimedia integration, essays now incorporate audio, videos, and interactive elements. So we already saw in autobiography, we can introduce some videos or audios so that we can bring the evidence for the historical events that happened in our life. Whereas the same thing can be happened in this essays as well with the help of multimedias. So to bring out the global perspective, it increased diversity in voices and experiences shared through essays is vice versa. Everybody started writing this essays, especially in online social medias. So the future of Personal essays likely involves a greater emphasis on diverse voices, interactive elements, multimedia integration, and a focus on personal experience that resonate with broader social issues. So they have diverse representations, immersive storytelling techniques, interactive elements. They have social impact focus. We have the digital platform, the AI assisted writing. It helps to brainstorm the ideas, structure the narratives, or even generate drafts through still requiring human insight and editing. So there is an authenticity concerns, ensuring personal essays remain truthful and authentic in an environment where manipulation with technology is possible. So it has a strong opening hook, interesting story, interesting characters, absorbing setting, and an ultimate point or conclusion. So coming to the evolution, that is enduring part of the personal essays, it has always some human connection. Personal essays foster empathy and understanding between writers and readers. So what do you mean by this empathy? That is, you have the ability to imagine how another person is feeling and so understand his or her mood is empathy. So this personal essays gives prior importance to empathy and to understand between the imagination of the reader and as well as the writer, so that one can understand the feeling of the other. And it is again going to be a timeless form. This genre continues to evolve while maintaining its core intimacy. This personal essay has its development only because of its intimate relationship with the reader and the writer, as the writer is intimately conveying all the personal emotions, feelings, and sufferings. So, the literary value of personal essays remains a vital part of literature, and it has its own respect and self-expression. So even you can try some personal essays like my future. You can write on the topic what I am going to be in the future and I am after 50 years. So like this you have some personal topics with you, and then you can practice writing so that your accessibility, authenticity will be increased everywhere and anywhere, as this is going to be one of the genre in literary form, though less focused, but in everyday usage it has its own reliability and importance. So hope you understand what are the types of essays, their features, and their enduring value in literature. So they all these put together, that is aphoristic essay, personal essay, periodical essay, and one more critical essay, or bringing the expression of an author's opinion or ideas about the subjects. Though they are written in prose, but some works in verse have also been called essays. They are usually non-fictional, but they can be subjective. Even there are more essays like argumentative, expository, narrative, or descriptive. We have just seen certain important type of essays alone. So essays are the way to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of a topic. To start, you can just start with a rough plan. You can engage directly with the question. You can give an introduction, then you can have some argument and conclusion. So you can consider more than one point of view and make sure the essay flows logically. And for this, you can cite more examples like Essay on Criticism by Alexander Pope and Essay on Man by Alexander Pope. And again, you can talk more non-fictional and subjective towards it. So it's a very easy genre in English literature, and it is little bit convenient in portraying the personal self of the reader and the writer as well. So it always bites an intimate relationship between the reader and the writer, so as to have an effective flow of language over the period. So in English studies, it may comprise, though we may have English linguistics, teaching and literature, we have a logical step of efforts to acquire skills in understanding and using English, particularly for those who aspire to broaden and deeper their knowledge and mastery of English. This may be the first step, right? Hope you understand what is essay and what are the types, its characters, features and its enduring values. Thank you.